welcome back to Erika Learns. This is a talk show disguised as a cooking show. So the big disclaimer, if you are looking to learn how to cook, you can learn how to cook, but you're also going to learn about a really interesting person. And today it's Maddy. So Maddy, tell us what makes you interesting.
Oh my gosh, putting the pressure on right away. Well, I'm a private chef. A year into the private chefing. Before that, it was culinary school. Before that, it was quitting my job, and I spent the end of my summer in Italy, where I actually learned this recipe.
Okay.
And before that, I was working in global health.
Ooh, all right, so you're like, global health is not for me. I would like to go into fancy people's homes and make food for them.
More making food. The fancy people's homes came later. I did know I wanted to switch into food.
Okay.
And culinary school was kind of the gateway.
So what are we making here?
So we're making tiramisu. Have you made it before?
Nope, never made it.
Okay, well that's great.
Okay,
it's actually pretty easy. There's a lot of opinions about tiramisu, as with any
It's a controversial
Italian recipe.
Oh, really? Why? Like what?
Well, because in Italian cooking, you know, I'm Italian American. Everyone thinks their version of the recipe is the right recipe, the right way to cook it, the only way to cook it. But this recipe does not have cream, which I think is the #1 controversy. We have mascarpone cheese.
Okay.
It's gonna help with the creamy texture. And then we have eggs, which is gonna be the other thing helping with the creamy texture, which might sound surprising.
So sorry, if you put cream in your tiramisu, does that mean you're kind of skirting it, like you're like taking the easy way out in the cookbook of Maddy?
You know, everyone's entitled to their own way of cooking.
Okay.
I think this way tastes the best.
Okay,
so that's what I'm gonna lead with.
Great, so let's do it.
Yeah. First step, we have our 4 eggs. We're gonna need to separate them. We're gonna be whipping both the yolks and the whites.
Okay.
And both of those are gonna get super creamy.
Why don't you show me your separation technique?
Yeah.
I mean, I usually open the egg and then it drips all over my counter and then I contaminate everything.
Well,
probably not how you do it.
We're gonna try to not do that.
Okay.
So I like to crack my egg on a flat surface.
Okay.
A lot of people go for the edge. A flat surface, it's easier to crack.
Okay.
So, and then as soon as you open, you just wanna make sure you're kind of going back and forth with the yolk. And you want to be gentle because we don't want to crack the yolk. You want the yolk intact because if it breaks and gets into that, that's fat in our whites, and it's gonna prevent the whites from whipping.
Oh boy, here we go.
There we go. See, that was good.
It's like a big...
Sometimes it comes out fast and you kind of like, you do those like...
All right, Maddy, so what do you like about being a private chef?
Honestly, upon entering culinary school, I kind of knew the end goal wasn't working in a restaurant.
Okay.
I had to work in a restaurant as part of my externship. Honestly, the lifestyle, the grind, that one, and also just it's one of the most physically demanding jobs. Like I have so much respect for everyone who works in a restaurant.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's too hard for me. Yeah, I think is like the bottom line.
Oh, wait, look, intact.
Intact.
Also, contamination.
Okay.
We're here.
Okay, so now we are gonna start whipping, which is very exciting. So we have our whites and our yolks, and our sugar is gonna go into the yolks.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay, great.
And then we have our mixer.
Where do you think you plug in around here?
Tell me, this is your kitchen.
We did not think of it. Well, I don't know how to use it. That's silly. All right, so Maddy and I needed to find an extension cord. Not everybody's kitchen is perfect, including our kitchen. So when you're in the kitchen, my big thing is you just gotta make it work. So
that's a good, honestly, lesson. So we're gonna whip it. So probably like a medium speed is good.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to cook for a private dinner?
I love the challenge of getting to know different people's preferences and then being able to be super creative and deliver something unexpected, but knowing that they'll love it.
You stay with a group of people. It's not just like one dinner party. It's like you're cooking breakfast, lunch,
That's how
That's how you want to work.
That's how I prefer to work. And also really quick, do you see the color changing?
Beautiful. I really love this color. Okay, so you in bed with a family or is it always with a family?
I love working for families when kids come into the kitchen.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
Then how do people book you?
So I landed my first client actually through my Instagram. So I had documented culinary school. Okay. Meaning every day I would post a video of what I had learned, kind of vlogging my way. Okay. And I think that the Instagram ended up acting as kind of a resume. And I got a DM from someone who places private chefs, has a business of doing that. And he wanted to know if I was interested in working for this family. And he was like, no, I showed them your Instagram and they really liked your vibe. They wanted someone younger and female, not the traditional like decorated, maybe 10 years
Okay, they want someone who could like vibe with their family.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
all right. So
okay,
we've made this. This looks fluffy and kind of drippy.
And good. Yes. We're gonna add our mascarpone cheese into here. A little trick that I like to do right out of the container. It might be a little bit thick.
Okay.
So I like to just loosen it up by like kind of
putting some elbow grease into it, as my mother would say.
If you want to scoop it into here.
Okay, so then does the private chef have to do the grocery shopping?
It depends. Usually I do the grocery shopping.
Okay.
But then there's so many layers, see, because it's like, I do the grocery shopping for the snacks and keeping the pantry stocked?
You have to be like, what's your expectation?
Yes.
How does this thing work? Oh, this is...
There we go.
What do you think the best and worst thing about being a private chef is?
I think the best thing about being a private chef is the creativity.
Yep.
Every day I'm cooking a new menu, that's good.
Yep, great.
And then that's also kind of the challenge. So now we're gonna quickly pivot to whipping our egg
Do I have to rinse this off?
We do need to rinse it
off. All right, so watch this. I'm just gonna, contamination.
I love that you're on the contamination. Where does it come from, the concern?
Well, I watched this documentary once. Essentially, when you have raw eggs and they're like touching all the stuff, that you're actually allowing a lot of bacteria to grow in your space. We back.
All right, let's whip.
So if we had to make an ad for Maddy right now, give people the pitch.
I would say I'd love to work for another family.
Okay.
I'd like a fair mix of just like cooking for 4 to 5 people, say.
Yeah.
But then an occasional dinner party.
This looks good, yeah.
We gotta keep going.
Oh, sorry.
So if you've ever made meringues.
Never made a meringue.
Okay, never. Well, this is gonna be then like a magical little transformation.
It's gonna puff when it says it makes the peaks and such. We're doing that.
Exactly.
Okay,
totally
great.
Right. It'll look like marshmallow.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so then your Instagram is a big deal, yeah?
The Instagram.
Tell people your handle.
My handle's Hand Me the Fork.
Oh, that's such a good brand.
Thank you. I came up with it during COVID. It was a COVID food account, and I had the account for 2 years before I ever decided to go to culinary school. When I went to culinary school, I was like, I have this place where I've documented all my cooking, what I like to eat, what I like to make. Well,
okay, got it. Look at it, the color so much.
It's starting to change.
Okay, great.
That's where I gained the first wave of followers.
Okay, and what do your followers like about you?
I think they like that I keep it real. I'm new on the scene, and I don't hide that. I am constantly talking about, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. I don't really know how I got here, but we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best.
Yeah.
I think we're actually ready to fold.
Okay, let's fold, Maddy. Eject those.
Boom. Have you ever folded something together before?
I doubt it.
So we're gonna scoop it all in. I like to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
The other thing that I like about Italian cooking is like, if you were to do a cooking class in Italy, like they're gonna be throwing stuff around. There's no rules, like, and it always turns out amazing, like every time. So if you're in your kitchen being like, I don't really know if this is, just be like, you're in Italy, we're folding it together like the Nonna who's done this a million times and doesn't really care.
So folding is like rolling it over on itself.
So basically the folding technique, you don't want to knock the air out. So instead of going like this, a whisk, you don't need to be too gentle with it.
I was very gentle, did you notice that?
I'll show you another little technique. Sometimes to like a bowl rotation and then through the middle. I actually think we might stick this in the fridge while we do the next step, just so.
Okay, Maddy, I'll try to find a fridge. Okay, so these are vanilla wafers, or vanilla fingers, or something fingers? Lady fingers?
Lady fingers. You got there.
Okay,
so I actually have 2 different vessels.
Does it have to fit these guys perfectly in it?
You can always break them, so it honestly doesn't matter. But you make a big portion and then you scoop it out onto a plate when you're going to serve.
Okay, understood.
But I think a fun mix-up of the presentation is to use individual, individual little coupe glasses, especially for like holiday entertaining.
Okay.
The first step, we're gonna dust our coupes in our little ceramic baking vessel with cocoa powder.
In the bottom.
In the bottom. And we'll do it in between layers as well. Yeah.
Oh,
you can also you can tap it gently against your hand. Yeah. Heavy hand. All right. Okay, we're good.
I thought this was Italian cooking. It's like
more is
more.
And then we're gonna begin the dipping and placing. We are gonna soak these in, traditionally you use either espresso or very strong coffee. The ladyfingers are gonna continue to soak up the coffee as it sits, so you don't want them soggy when you put them in. To achieve that, I usually do a quick 2 dunk and then into there.
Oh, a 2 dunk technique.
And it's quick, because we don't want it, again, to soak.
I'm ready, Maddy.
So
1, 2,
and then a little shake, right in.
Okay.
And like, if you like touch that,
it doesn't feel
you're gonna be like, oh, it's still like a little crunchy.
Too much?
It'll shake.
Oh,
okay,
shit,
it's
sorry.
okay. And then this is like very like particular, but did you see how you put it like bottom down instead of face up? So there's sugar on the top and the bottom. It doesn't
there's
really
a
matter,
right side
but, like,
and a
these
wrong
are just
side.
the things I like think about.
All right, ready? Watch this. Ready? 1, 2, shake off.
I like how you
move.
make sure to touch the bottom of the bowl.
I have to, it's like when you go into a pool. It's like you always want to get the ring at the bottom.
This actually, look at our perfect
looks
little
perfect. Yeah, I
baking
love
vessel. So now we layer. So we're gonna get our cream, spoon, a few dollops. Again, like we're not measuring.
And you want everything covered. And now more chocolate or no?
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh,
we're gonna
alright,
do
so
the
I'll do
exact
that.
same process.
We could have a race where you do this way in and I do this way out, and we see like who gets there the fastest, which
All right.
would be you.
I don't know about that. So now
We
this
did it.
goes into the fridge to hang out. We're gonna move on to our little coupes. So we're gonna do the same thing, but just in a different presentation. So this actually fits, but there's like a gap in the bottom, which
Okay.
isn't ideal. So we're just gonna break them.
Okay, like Lincoln Logs.
Yeah.
And then Dip
We're gonna
City.
do the same Dip City. Oopsie, I like.
Oh,
messed up my
Maddy.
cocoa powder. I know, it'll be fun.
Okay, so do you have competitions with your chef friends? Do you have chef friends?
I do have chef friends, and it's very fun to have chef friends and like commiserate over like.
Oh,
all the,
what do you guys complain about? That's fun.
It depends, obviously,
Everything.
what type of chef work they're doing.
So do you have a hard time keeping friends because your schedule is like, I would assume if you're embedding with a family, you're kind of not around.
The other good part, I'd say, about being a private chef is you can choose your own schedule. In this season, I'm like, oh, I just worked all summer. I'm gonna take a little break right now, and now I'm free as a bird.
Okay,
you
that's
know?
great.
Wait, that actually.
That looks actually graphically pretty. Geographically pretty.
I wonder, like, you know those like naked cakes where they like purposely don't frost it and it's kind of like a vibe?
No, I don't know about that. But
I feel like
trust
that
you.
kind of is like giving
We're
a
baking
similar
a
vibe.
naked
It's like
cake?
we're making
Okay.
a naked tiramisu.
When you cook for yourself, what do you eat?
So oftentimes I'm like, especially if I'm in the throes of a chef gig, I'm like, I'm not in the mood to cook for myself. So it'll be
Yeah.
like apple with peanut butter or like a can of tinned
Okay.
fish with like the random vegetables I have. It's
Okay.
like, it really doesn't get more random
Okay,
than whatever I
scavenger.
am.
And
then
I
actually,
think that's better, Maddy.
I kind of like how like
Yeah, same.
this
We got to
is,
do that over here.
Yeah, like I would be so happy if you like
I would
pop
be
that
happy
down.
if you put that in front of me.
Yeah.
What will you do this winter?
I don't exactly know what I'm doing next, but it's kind of the fun of it because it's like, oh, who knows?
Well, then you could do
You know, who am I
anything.
gonna who am I
Yeah.
gonna meet? Who am I gonna work for next? So nice.
Wow, Maddy.
Gosh, see how it's like? I like how it's clear and you can see
Yeah,
all the
this
layers.
is cool. All right, this is
Cool.
a good shot. Ready?
All right. Is it a still?
I don't know. So Maddy and I have finished making tiramisu. We are using the official spoons of Food52, which are Sabra spoons. Look at the leopard.
No, I'm obsessed.
It's so cute, right? And they feel so good in your hand.
I aspire to have like all my flatware be.
Sabra?
Sabra, yeah.
Okay, we can get it on food52.com. Let's go. All right, Maddy.
Cool. So we're gonna scoop our tiramisu. I think it's fun to just do a scoop and kind of a
Like a
plop.
lunch lady plop?
Yeah, kind
Okay,
of.
let's do it.
All right, so leave this to set a little bit longer in the fridge, but we're
Okay.
cheating.
Okay, that's
We
fine.
can get a taste test.
Well, happy tiramisu, Maddy. Thank you for
tiramisu.
teaching me how to cook. That's delicious, Maddy.
It's not overly sweet, right?
No, it's great. I like it. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. If I ever get a private chef, I will get Maddy. And then Maddy
Maybe
will
you'll be my
like,
next client.
That'd be amazing, Maddy. Be careful what you wish for.